kept a secret. Higher, one more level for no reason. Windows cracked enough to let the cold in. City stretching underneath me slowly. Higher, passing exits without touching them. Watching all the empty spaces flicker, like somebody else was supposed to fill them. Round and round, same concrete sky, same low bass shaking the door panels lightly. Round and round, same concrete sky, same low bass shaking the door panels lightly. Fifth floor smell like rain somehow, even with the roof still overhead. Somebody laughed behind a closing door. Then everything went quiet again. I checked my phone at the corner turn. No new names, I wanted there anyway. Fingerprints glowing on the black screen, looked like constellations in bad shape. There was a couple near the elevator, arguing softly beside a shopping bag. Couldn't hear the words, just the rhythm of two people getting tired. Meanwhile I kept circling upwards, slow enough to watch the city breathe. Office towers blinking, half awake, airport lights floating beyond the river. I wasn't lost at all. That's the strange part nobody gets. Sometimes movement feels cleaner than arriving somewhere too early. Higher, one more level for no reason. Engine heat mixing with cold midnight air. Music bouncing softly off the ceiling. Higher, every floor looked unfinished, like the night forgot where it was going. And honestly, I liked it better like that. Almost reached the rooftop once, saw the exit sign glowing near the ramp. But I turned before the final corner, like finishing it would ruin something. Some nights don't need a destination, just a slow curve and enough gas left to avoid answering yourself, yeah. Harder, city getting smaller underneath me. Tiny headlights flowing near the bridges. All the streets I didn't choose, still moving. Higher, one more circle through the silence. Parking structure humming like an old song, holding everybody for a minute. Top floor in cold hands, engine ticking after I killed the lights. Didn't stay long, just needed proof the city was still awake with me. Missed the exit on purpose again. Right lane open, but I kept drifting left. Dashboard glowing against my hands. Everything quiet except the vent. There's a tunnel near the river bend. Sound changes the second you enter it. Bass gets heavier near the middle, like the concrete pulls the low end in. I always turn the volume higher there. Not enough The city asks too many questions. Inside it, everything becomes rhythm instead. So I went through twice. Same headlights, same curve, leaning in the midnight. Same song, same low air moving through the speakers. Didn't need a reason. The tunnel sounded better than my apartment. Around again, back through the concrete glow. Watching the ceiling lights stretch into lines. Slowly, gas meter sitting there empty. Still had enough for another circle. Traffic thinning at 2 a.m. Just taxis and delivery trucks left breathing. Someone on a motorcycle passed me hard. Jacket flapping in the tunnel wind. Tail light disappeared ahead slowly, like a cigarette burning through fog. There's a moment near the center point where radio signal cuts for half a second. I wait for it every single time, like the silence belongs there on purpose. Phone lit up at the red light after. Didn't look long enough to read it. Green hit car behind me, tapped the horn once, and I drove like nothing happened. Outside the tunnel, every street feels temporary. Inside it, even the echoes stay consistent. So I went through twice. Same shadows, same soft vibration in the floorboards. Same song, letting the chorus pass unfinished. City looked distant, like it was happening to somebody else tonight. Maybe I just like places that don't ask me to stop moving. Maybe I trust motion more than whatever waits after it. The tunnel curve left again. Lights running across the hood in sequence. For a second it almost felt like the road remembered me too. Went through twice, and once more after that. Windows cold from the river air outside. Same bass, same glow, car inside the rear view. Didn't wanna arrive yet. The tunnel made more sense than anywhere else. Late night traffic fading behind me. Signal returning slowly through static. Hands loose on the wheel. City still awake. Somewhere beyond the next exit. Kept the volume low through downtown. Heater humming underneath the chords. Traffic lights sliding across the dashboard. Soft red colors drifting on the doors. River bridge coming up slowly. Steel cables fading into fog. I always turn the music louder there. Same number on the dial every time. Kick drum settling into my chest. Not heavy enough to shake the glass, just enough to make the whole car float. While the skyline moved in fragments past. Some girl in the lane beside me. Lip gloss catching flashes from the signs. Both of us staring straight ahead, like neither one wanted to break softens a little. Even the city sounds distant, like they're wrapped inside the baseline. So I turned it up right where the bridge begins, low and moving slow through the sea softly. Cold wind mixing with the warm air vents, street lights blinking in perfect rhythm. For a minute the whole city moved like one long song. Same bridge, same glow, same reflection, breaking underneath us slowly. River black under the guardrails, looked endless from the driver's side. Music bouncing off the inside roof, while the tires crossed the metal lines. Phone screen lighting in the cup holder, ignored it when the chorus came back in. Some conversations sound smaller once you hear them beside the skyline. Train moving somewhere underneath, felt the vibration before the sound arrived. Everything laid together perfectly. Baseline, wine noise, water, midnight. Bridge ending near the warehouse district. Restaurants closing one by one, but I stayed on the longer route again, just to keep the rhythm going a little longer. Outside the bridge, everybody rushes towards something on it. Nobody seems fully awake. So I turned it up. Same place as always, letting the speakers breathe into the cold air. City lights stretching across the river, heat of warmth against my fingertips. For a moment, nothing felt unfinished anymore. Maybe I like crossing places more than actually arriving. Maybe that's why I keep circling through roads that don't really save time. The lights passed one after another, slow pulses against the windshield frame. Looked like the night was keeping tempo, just quietly enough to miss it. Turned it up, one hand resting on the window edge. River air moving through the cabin slowly. Same bridge, same low groove under the skyline. Didn't need anything louder tonight, just needed the motion again. Volume lowering after the exit, bass fading into tire noise. Tail lights ahead, water behind. Another bridge waiting somewhere downtown. Navigation screen glowing pale gray, roads drifting slowly underneath my hand. Didn't type a destination tonight, just let the map stay open instead. Blue dots sliding through side streets, past closed cafes and parking gates. Voice said and turned almost all the way down, still caught it whispering every few minutes. Continue straight, dashboard lights reflecting on the window, soft enough to blur into the city. Kept one hand resting near the charger cable, other one loose against the wheel. Gas station coffee in the cup holder, lid rattling every time I crossed old pavement. Air inside the car felt warm and dry, outside looked silver near the sidewalks. The map kept moving, even without a place attached to it. Maybe that was through another set of empty lights. Baseline sitting low beneath the heat and noise softly. Map zooming out near the river roads. Tiny streets folding underneath the screen glow. For a while I let the city decide everything for me. Same voice, same route, nothing counting down to arrival. Stop near a convenience store sign. Navigation arrow spinning while I stayed parked. Looked like it couldn't understand why nobody was getting out of the car. Someone laughed outside near the crosswalk. Sound disappeared before the light changed. Wipers dragged once across dry glass, even though it still hadn't started raining. Foam battery dropping slowly. Song title fading into the dashboard reflection. I turned the brightness lower again, like the streets better when they look softer. Continue straight. There's something calming about instructions that don't actually lead anywhere. Just another block, another overpass, another quiet turn past warehouses. The city looked different every time the map rotated slightly. Buildings shifting positions on the screen, like they weren't fully real yet. Continue straight past the exits I could have taken. Low drums moving gently through the floorboards. Navigation line cutting through downtown. Street lights flowing across the windshield slowly. For a moment I forgot I was supposed to arrive somewhere. Maybe that's why I leave the map open even after I know the road's already. I just like watching the city move underneath the glass in silence. Traffic lights changing from red to green without anybody crossing first. Everything felt half awake tonight, including me. Continue straight, voice slow against the late night speakers. Cold air slipping through the cracked window edges. Same screen, same soft glow over my fingertips. Didn't need a destination tonight, just needed the road to keep unfolding. Map still open after I parked. Tiny blue arrow finally standing still. Engine quiet, screen dimming. City moving somewhere beyond it quietly. Roller stop moving overhead. Blue lights fading off the windshield slowly. Dryer fan still humming somewhere outside. Warm air trapped inside the seats. Receipt folded near the cup holder. Water line sliding down the side glass. I should have pulled out 5 minutes ago. Instead I let the next song start. Vacuum station glowing across the lot. Some guy wiping down his mirrors carefully. Radio host talking under the baseline. Voice soft enough to disappear completely. Wipers drag once across the clean glass, even though there was nothing left to clear. Tiny drops still hanging near the edges, catching orange light from the signs. Something about staying parked after midnight makes the city feel us to be. Same seat, same low groove, steam fading slowly from the windshield edges. Girl in a gray hoodie crossed the parking lot, car keys spinning around her finger. Looked over once through the reflected lights, then disappeared behind the vending machines. Baseline moving gently through the door panels, not loud enough to shake the mirrors, just enough to make the whole cabin feel slower than the city outside it. Phone screen lighting up beside my leg, ignored it without thinking this time. Water drops racing down the side window, looked like traffic seen from far away. Air smelled clean after the wash cycle, soap and wet concrete mixing together. Somewhere behind me another car and it rollers starting up all over again. Machines repeating the same motions all night for strangers passing through. Somehow that felt comforting, more than I expected it to. So I stayed inside, watching reflections move across the dashboard. Dryer fan spinning low against the music softly. Parking lot lights melting on the hood, warm seats holding on to the last heat. For a second, the whole night stopped pushing me forward. Maybe I wasn't tired yet, just not ready for silence at home. The car still carried enough motion to make staying feel temporary. Outside the glass, everything kept moving normally, but in here, time slowed down with the bass line. Stay inside, chorus before pulling out slowly. Water still dripping underneath the bumper. Same glow, same soft rhythm filling the cabin. Didn't need the drive, just needed the pause before it. Dry fans fading in the distance, seatbelt still hanging at my side. Engine low, windows clear, city waiting outside the exit quietly. Bought a nice cup I didn't really need, left the straw unopened near the shift. Parking lot half empty after 3. Fluorescent lights buzzing through the windshield. Freezer air still sitting on my hoodie. Cold fingers against the steering wheel. Song playing low beneath the engine hum, soft enough to blend into the street lights. Water foaming on the outside of the cup, running down into the holder slowly. Ice moving every time I reach for it. Small sharp sounds inside the quiet. Girl behind the counter looked exhausted, silver rings tapping against the register. She said, "Have a good night," automatically, like she'd said it 50 times already. Nothing important happened, that's probably why I remember it. Some nights stay longer because they never try too hard. Ice melting slowly, baseline low against the parking lot. Silence, cold cup pressed against my palm lightly. Dashboard glow soft on the console, city air slipping through the cracked window for a while. I let the night move without me in it. Same song, same cup, same headlights crossing the wet pavement softly. Kinda Conversation ring near the cup holder. Phone vibrating was beside the charger cable. Didn't check it until the screen went dark again. Music felt easier without new words tonight. Some guy in a delivery jacket leaned against his car 2 rows over, smoking slowly while the radio plays something distant and full of static. Ice getting smaller between choruses, tiny pieces hitting the plastic lid. Street reflected across the windshield, red light stretching thin through leftover rain. I finally opened the straw wrapper paper falling onto the passenger seat. Drink tasted mostly like cold water now. Still kept sipping it between the bass lines. Time moved differently in parking lots. After every store around them closes, cars become little rooms of light floating quietly beside each other. Ice melting slowly, low drums humming under the air vents. Cold sweetness fading little by little. Convenience store sign glowing through the fog glass. Heated warmth settling into the seats. For a moment I stopped needing the drive to continue yet. Maybe that's all I wanted tonight. Something cold to hold on to while the city kept breathing outside without asking anything from me. Last few ice cubes spinning in the cup sounded like tiny signals in the dark. Almost missed them when the chorus came back softer. Ice melting slowly, one hand resting near the steering wheel. Parking lot reflection shaking on the hood lightly. Same low groove, same air drifting through the cabin. Didn't need the night to change anymore, just needed it to keep unfolding gently. Empty cup beside the console, music still playing after the engine stopped. Street lights above, windows clear. Another quiet hour passing unnoticed. First saw your car near the underpass, silver paint catching orange traffic lights. Windows down, just enough for smoke to slip out. Bass moving softly through the frame. I stopped beside you at a long red light, both of us staring somewhere past the road. Your fingers tapping slow against the wheel, like the song mattered more than getting home. Light changed, you disappeared ahead. Tail lights folding into downtown traffic. Then 3 blocks later, there you were again. Same lane, same low glow inside the cabin. across the street too slowly, hood put up against the cold winds. My time of counting down in red numbers. Neither of us seemed in a hurry. You pulled forward when the light turned green and slowed near the warehouse district. I caught the shape of your hand again, moving slightly with the baseline. Didn't know your name, didn't need to. The city already felt smaller somehow, just from seeing the same headlights through different intersections. All light outside the glass. Everybody keeps passing each other, but sometimes the road repeats someone before they disappear completely. Red lights again, same reflections crossing both windshields. Same cold air slipping through the door sealed softly. Late night traffic humming near the bridge lanes. Street lights pulsing slow against the hood lines. For a moment, the whole city moved in perfect tempo. Eventually you turn left near downtown, signal blinking against the wet asphalt. I kept driving straight another few blocks, watching your taillights fade between buildings. Strange how certain nights stay with you without anything actually happening. Just two cars, same rhythm, same red lights over and over again. Red lights again, though now it's only my car waiting. Low bass moving quietly through the empty cabin. Same road, same glow washing over the dashboard. Still catching myself checking side mirrors, like your headlights might return beside me. Green light finally changed ahead, intersection empty this time. Windows cracked, music low, city still breathing through the speakers softly. Window down, just enough for the road noise. Cold air slipping over the center console. Music low beneath the tire hum. City lights bending across the hood slowly. Left lane mostly empty after midnight. Street signs passing in soft green flashes. One hand resting near the window controls, raising it slightly whenever the wind got sharp. Baseline sitting deep behind everything, not fighting the engine or the asphalt, just floating underneath the movement, another layer of the highway itself. Water still left from the earlier rain, thin spray lifting from the passing tires. Every car that crossed beside me briefly changed the shape of the sound inside. Some roads sound different at night, let the city finally stop pretending, and all you hear is motion stretching quietly into the distance. Window down a little, letting the air mix into the speakers softly. Low drums moving under the tire noise. Cold wind touching the side of my arm. Street lights sliding slow across the dashboard. For a while, the whole drive felt perfectly unfinished. Same road, same baseline, same night air filling the cabin slowly. Across the river road near downtown, water reflection shaking under the guardrails. Song changed, someone near the overpass, but the groove stayed almost exactly the same. Truck ahead throwing mist into the lane, headlights breaking apart inside the spray. I lowered the volume even more just to hear the asphalt clearer. There's a moment around 2 a.m. where traffic stops sounding impatient. Cars move softer somehow, like everybody left the wake already understands something. Hand against the cold edge of the door, across my fingertips. For a moment I forgot there was anywhere specific to reach. Sometimes the best part of driving isn't the movement itself, it's the sound everything makes together once you stop trying to block it out. The road curve near the outer bridge, air pressure shifting through the cracked window. Music whined, engine tires all moving in the same tempo. Suddenly, window down a little, cold air pouring softly through the cabin. Low and humming underneath the city noise. Same road, same soft motion past the river lights. Didn't need silence tonight, just needed the outside world mixed into the song. Window switch glowing near my hand. Music still low against the asphalt hum. Headlights ahead, dark water beside me. Another long road opening quietly. Parked outside the laundry place again, though I didn't have anything to wash. Fluorescent lights spilling through the glass, turning the dashboard pale blue white. Dryer drum spinning in slow circles, same motion repeating behind the windows. Red hoodie tumbling over itself for what felt like half the night already. Music low against the engine hum, bassline soft enough to blur with the machines. Heated air drifting near my knees, outside air still cold against the glass. Someone left a coffee near the entrance, lid half open beside a plastic chair. Steam disappeared a long time ago, still nobody came back for it. Certain places stay awake differently, not loud, not lonely, just quietly repeating themselves. Spinning lights, washing across the windshield slowly. Low drums moving underneath the dryer noise, softly. Automatic doors sliding open sometimes, cold air slipping briefly through the parking lot. For a while it felt like the night forgot to keep moving. Same glow, same circles, same late hours folding into each other softly. Girl inside, folding dark clothes carefully, headphones on under a gray hood. Didn't look up once from the counter, just kept matching sleeves in silence. One fluorescent bulb near the ceiling flickered slightly off tempo from everything else. I noticed it every few seconds, between the chords and the road noise outside. Condensation fading from the side windows, street reflected faintly across the mirrors. Some truck passed near the intersection, sending light across the machines briefly. Dry it down and dropping 1 minute at a time. Small red numbers changing in the corner. Funny how slow time feels when nothing important is supposed to happen. The whole place sounded soft somehow. Machines turning, music breathing, city humming far behind it all. Spinning lights, moving across the empty passenger seat. Nobody walked in or out. Cold air touched the edge of the window, then disappeared back into the night. Spinning lights, same machines rolling through another cycle. Same low end shaking softly through the speakers. Laundry room glowing against the dark buildings. Heat of warmth resting against my hands. Didn't need anything different tonight, just needed somewhere still awake with me. Dry a drum